In today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to prevent that or even how to fix it before it's too late. So let's talk about the success paradox. Now, what's a paradox in the first place? Think about a paradox like a contradiction. If I say I'm going to work less and somehow I make more money or my business grows more, it kind of logically doesn't make sense because I'm doing less but making more. So it's a success paradox. Most men don't understand this. And what happens is business owners go into this weird place where they think that they're going after achievement, but they actually end up being super attached to their business. Like, if it's not business, if it's not driving revenues, if it's not growth, if it's not scale, then I don't want to talk about it. I have no space in my mind, my heart today to talk about it whatsoever. But there's a difference between that, which is attachment, and seeking achievement. I want to do what I said I was going to do. I want to follow through on my word. I said I want to make a big business. I want to build a business of legacy. I want to build something we can be proud of. That's achievement. I don't want to talk about anything but work. If it has nothing to do with work or making money or doing business or doing deals or whatever the case might be, I don't want to talk about it because this is all I want. That's completely attached to the business. But what does that mean for your kids? If everything that you live for is your business, that leaves an emotional gap in you, and that leaves an emotional gap in those children. Because now instead of making the children and the family a priority, you're making the business a priority because you're seeking and you're really feeding that attachment you have to the growth of those KPIs. And that's why when business owners start to become successful, they start doing what? And chase and emotionally keep getting attached to the business and the business growth to then support this lifestyle that maybe you didn't even want in the first place, but you're just getting those dopamine hits after dopamine hit after dopamine hit. And this whole game of chasing the next new thing or to upgrade the lifestyle, it starts to backfire because now you become materialistic. You start thinking that you got to get the next Rolex. Or all the other entrepreneurs, business owners are elevating their life. I have to too. Or somebody gets the next exotic, so I have to. Or I got one exotic, I probably should have two, so let me go hustle to get the next one. You see what I'm saying? What it does is it shifts the mentality that you have back to attachment, because that's not achievement. You and I both know you didn't start the business because you wanted all the cool, nice things. It's probably what that business could provide for you and for your family. That's achievement. You want to achieve that. But to be attached to that and giving all of your emotional energy to the business and to all of the success that you seek leaves nothing for the family. You're leaving crumbs, you're leaving fumes for them. And that's why like chasing all of these external things, it backfires on you. So let's flip the script a little bit and let's talk about your kids' perspective, right? For children, their perspective on what you're doing on a daily basis for success is very different. They see success as how much time does dad spend with me? They're not looking at your metrics. They're not looking at how many deals you're closing. They're not looking at how much money you're bringing to the table. They're not looking at your next marketing campaign. They're not looking at your operational excellence. They're not looking at how other people look at you in awe that you are you. Your children don't see you, nor do they see success that way. Again, our children's minds are a lot different. And so the way that they see success is, well, if dad works on the business so much and he's happy, but he spends time with me, that's success because he's able to be the beast over there, but to be the man and the father and the dad that I need when I need him. But just like we talked about a little bit earlier with that emotional gap, when you become so attached to your business and so attached to the success and the accolades and the achievements and blah, 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 you're too emotionally invested there versus the achievement just being this thing you want to work towards. What happens is you're forcing your children, listen to me now, you're forcing your children to compete with business. You're forcing your children to compete with that success. You're asking your children to compete with your work. And that, brother, it is a lose-lose situation because at some point you're going to realize all the success that you get in business, all the new things that you buy, all the cool things and the upgrades you have to your lifestyle, all the big business that you do. By the time you get to the top and you got that big business, you don't have that family anymore. You don't have that marriage. You don't have those kids. So you got to be aware of that. What your kids are probably asking for, what they really, really want from you. I'm telling you right, it's so simple. Time. They just want your time. They not only want your time, they want your attention. That's not your attention of, I'm going to hang out with you while you play and you're on your phone, checking an email, checking Slack, doing the next deal, following up with somebody. They want your present time. That is the most valuable asset to those children. And you got to understand, for you as a high performer, high achiever, you're going to have to learn the discipline of slowing down the mind and being present in the moment, giving them the time, the attention, the presence that they deserve. So you got to remember, that's what they're asking for. When they start going crazy on you because you're not giving them time, you might think you're giving them time, but you're not even present. Really, really ask yourself. And if you really want to challenge yourself to see how you can do better in that relationship with your children, my challenge to you is to take them aside today, right after you watch this video. Whenever you get home, whenever you're in front of them, look them in the eyes and ask them, is daddy making you happy? And you can be honest if I'm not. See what they say. And then follow up and ask, what can daddy do to make you more happy? What is it? And if you do it right and you create the space, they will openly say, I just want to play. I just want time. I just want you to stop working. In your mind, you have to understand that that doesn't mean they don't want you to be successful. They want their time with their dad. That's what it means. So here's the protocol to reestablish and build and fortify and forge this connection with your children. You got to keep in mind, you asked for those children. Your children didn't ask for you. So it is your burden of leadership to be able to do this and provide, not financially, but emotionally and spiritually, what they need. So here's step one. What you got to do is you got to redefine what success metrics are to you. A lot of times, business owners, high performers, high achievers, they're looking at success metrics as how much money did I make? How many deals did I close? How many hands did I shake? How many things did I do inside of the business to yield a quantifiable money result? Success has to be redefined as, how is my family? How's my relationship to my children? How's my marriage? How's my personal life? How's my connection with myself? Those have to be the new KPIs. Those are the new success metrics. And when you take that to a more granular level, then you start to ask yourself, well, if I want to look at my family life as a business and I need to hit my key performance indicators, I need to make sure that I'm hitting my metrics. What is something that I want to do with my family on a daily basis? So if it's tuck the kids in for bed, if it's read them a bedtime story, if it's to brush their teeth, if it's 7 out of 7 days out of the week, that's your KPI. That's your new metric of success. Did I brush my children's teeth, or was I with them for their nightly routine 7 out of 7 days this week? Start to look at success in that space. Did I have breakfast with my children every day this week? If you're up earlier than them, then choose a different metric. Did I spend 1 hour of playtime with them, or quality time? Because you might not have the energy for playtime all the time. What is that new success metric? You got to decide. Just choose one. Start small. Work your way up. The emotional part of this, the presence, you got to have a framework to it. And by framework, I mean you have to let go of your day. You got to let go of the hustle. You got to let go of the grind. So the best way to be able to do this is before you start hanging out with your kids, or before you get home, or before you spend any time with them, take 5 minutes to yourself to just close your eyes. You can play music in the background and just breathe. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of your lungs filling up with air, and as you release the air, it leaving your lips. Be aware. This is called mindfulness. When you do that, you're letting go of your day to create space for those children. And when you create space emotionally, you can connect. The reason why you probably have trouble with that is because you don't do anything like that, and you try to jump from work to being a dad. And then you have an emotional disconnect, which then defeats the entire purpose. Quick 2-step framework. Before you engage with the children, take 5 minutes to yourself, breathe, meditate, pray, reset emotionally. Become aware and release your day. When you are spending time with those children, make sure, if it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, whatever KPI you set for yourself, you set a timer on your phone, and you do not look or pick up that phone until that timer goes off. And up until that point, you are present and you are there with them. When you do that, what's going to happen is, over time, because this is a process, over time, your children are going to be more happy, but they're also going to be more tamed around you. They're not going to go crazy all the time because you're giving them the emotional filling that they're looking for. They're looking for their cup to be filled emotionally through their father. You're giving that to them. You guys are going to be more in sync. They're going to listen to you more. There's going to be less outbursts. You're going to feel more calm, and you're going to feel more proud that you are the man that can run and operate a massive business, or a building of a business, or whatever it is that you do. And you can be the man, the father, the dad that that these people need, that these children need. And when you do that, you start to feel so proud of who you are becoming, because then you start to see a vision of what else? Who else can you become when you're really there, when you're really the man you know you're supposed to be? So look, if this message hit you in the chest, if it hit home, and you're in a position now where you really want to build a real legacy for your children, for your bloodline, that they will actually be proud of because you're there in the moments present as you're building it, so that's how they remember it, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, stay plugged in, and I'll see you next week.